Welcome back to another video. So this will be regarding the user interface for Catia V5. As you know, there are quite a lot of workbenches over here, but it's not that intuitive which will be on the same level. So currently I'm over here within assembly design, and you're going to see that I have the following tools over here for assembly design. I can also further move those until I will have all of those. I can right click and I can enable additional one over here. But let's say that I want to swap to a different workbench. And in this case, I'm on the product level with this workbench. If I will double click on this part 1, we're going to see that nothing will happen. But if I will press on this plus button and now I will double click on part 1, this will actually take me to part design. And this has taken me to part design because the last workbench or that level for part design had this as selected. If I will swap that with another compatible workbench, for example, generative shape design will be at the same level as part design. We're going to see that the workbench will change. And if I will again go on the product level, this will be within assembly design. And now if I will double click on part 1, this will take me to generative shape design. So this will actually take us to the last active workbench. Another workbench that will be compatible with Imagine and shape will be also compatible with part design. And we're going to see that this will just swap that, but we are still currently within the part 1 workbench over here. If I will double click on product, this will take me to the product level. And currently this will be assembly design. And let's take a look at some other workbenches that will be on the same level with assembly. So if I will go to start within infrastructure, Photo Studio will be on the same level. That means if I'm going to open that, it will just swap the workbench. In this case, we're going to see that the active tools over here will be quite low for Photo Studio, so it's mostly regarding rendering. But this will be at the same level. If I will go within shape, we're going to have sketch tracer over here. So even though freestyle, imagine shape, detail shape editor, generative shape design, quick surface reconstruction, shape sculptor, all of those are within the same level with part design. Actually, sketch tracer will be at the same level with assembly design. So this is why it's not that intuitive. But if I will click on this, we're going to see that the workbench will change like this, but I will still remain within the same file over here. If, for example, you are opening the same workbench, so currently I'm within sketch tracer and I will go to start shape again for sketch tracer. In this case, Catia will not know exactly what to do since we are already within that workbench, and it will just create a new file within that. So as you can see, it automatically created a new product, and this will be within the same workbench over here. So keep that in mind if you want to swap that. The same will happen at the part design level. So currently I'm over here with the Imagine and Shape. And if I will go to Start Shape and I will re-enable Imagine and Shape, since this is already active, this will create again a new file. In this case, that will create a new part. So if we are within a product workbench, that will create a new product. For part, it will create a new part if you are going to activate the same workbench over here. Now, feel free to explore the other over here because, for example, we have over here demo kinematics. This will actually be at the same level for product. So if, for example, I'm currently at the part workbench, if I will enable the demo kinematics, this will actually transfer us to that workbench over here. If I will go within product, we're going to see that this will also be within digital mockup workbench. So this is a different workbench that will be compatible with both products and part design. If I will double click on this, and if I will go to start, mechanical design, assembly design, we're going to see that again, this will take us to the product level. And actually we are going to be within assembly design. So this was an overview. I know that it's a little bit complicated since there are so many workbenches and this information is not that well defined. And it's most likely that you encountered various problems where you swap workbenches and you didn't know exactly what happened and why Catia opened a new file. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. You're going to find a similar video over here on the left side. And I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.